Well, an Indian origin tech professional who is working in the United States recently shared what he called the biggest regret of his life. His name is Gautam De, and his story exposes the hidden emotional cost of the American dream. De works in the United States on an H-1B visa. In an emotional LinkedIn post, he revealed that he could not travel back to India to see his dying mother because of visa stamping delay. Can you read that again very carefully? It's very emotional. Not because he did not want to go, not because he did not care to go. Well, the reason is that because the immigration system, it trapped him in an impossible situation. His mother had been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. She remained hospitalized for 17 days. During that entire period, Gautam De, he said he desperately tried to secure a visa stamping appointment so that he could fly back to India and see her one last time. But unfortunately, the appointment, it never came in time. And then came the line that broke hearts across social media. I could only see her through my phone screen. I could only hear her voice over the phone. And that will remain the biggest regret of my life. Can you think about the pain inside those particular words? A son watching his mother's final days through a mobile phone. And that too while sitting thousands of kilometers away, because leaving the United States without any proper visa processing, it carried a huge risk. They explained that if he traveled without securing the required appointment, he could have become stranded outside America, that too for months. He feared losing not only his job but also his legal immigration status and his family's future in the United States. And suddenly he was forced into a decision that no human, should ever be taking that. Be with the mother or protect the future of his wife and his children. That was his choice. And that is exactly what many Indians silently experience while living abroad on work visas. Well, from the outside, the life, it may look really successful, right? Dollar salary, foreign lifestyle, big tech company. But if we think emotionally, many immigrants live under constant pressure. One visa issue, it can destroy years of stability. One immigration delay can separate families. In fact, one layoff can threaten an entire future. And that is why Gautam De's story, it exploded online. Because thousands of Indians saw their own fear inside. They wrote that he moved to the United States in 2007 after being hired for specialized software expertise. He said he did not go there to undercut the salary, but because multinational companies, they needed his skill just to solve critical software vulnerability and technical problem. Now for years, people like him, they helped build America's technology industry. But in the end, even after years of contribution, he felt that he is being trapped by immigration uncertainty, and that too at the most painful moment of his history. And perhaps the most powerful line in his post was this: a dream, it should not become a cage at a moment your family needs you the most. Well, that single sentence perfectly explains the emotional reality many Indian professionals, they now face abroad. The American dream gives opportunity, yes they do, but sometimes it also creates emotional distance, fear and helplessness. And the reaction online, it shows how common this pain really is for Indians. Many people shared very similar experiences though. In fact, one person wrote that they saw their own mother for the last time only through a phone screen, and that too during the pandemic. Others admit that they cried while reading Gautam De's story because they kinda understood the impossible pressure immigrants face online. Someone else wrote that after spending nearly 2 decades in America, they would now choose family over the uncertainty of visa-dependent life. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, today's story, it is bigger than any layoff alone. Because when companies cut jobs, when visa system creates uncertainty, and when immigrants feel trapped between countries, the impact becomes psychological and deeply personal. And now, as AI-driven layoffs spread across Meta, Coinbase, Oracle, Cognizant and other tech giants, thousands of Indians are quietly asking themselves a very difficult question. What exactly are we sacrificing this dream for? Time with parents, family moment, peace of mind or emotional stability? And perhaps the hardest truth, ladies and gentlemen, in today's world is this: many realize the emotional cost only when it is already too late. And maybe this is the biggest lesson from this entire story. For decades, Indians were told that success, it had only one direction. Well, leave India, go west, reach America, get the visa, build the dream, and millions of them did exactly that. Many studied harder, worked longer, sacrificed more, missed weddings, missed festivals. In fact, missed birthdays, missed very, very precious time with parents because they believed that one day it would all be worth it. And now the world is changing faster than anybody ever imagined. Artificial intelligence is changing the definition of work. Companies are becoming smaller, jobs are becoming temporary, visa systems, they are becoming more stressful. And the same global economy that once praised stability, it is now producing fear and uncertainty. So, this is why today's story, it is not anti-America. This is not anti-technology. This is not anti-success. This is a reality check, a reminder that behind every immigration statistics, there is a human life. Behind every layoff announcement, there is a family. Behind every visa delay, there is emotional pain nobody sees online. Because sometimes the biggest cost of chasing opportunity, it is not financial, but it is emotional. And tonight, as thousands of Indians across the world watch this story, many will silently think of their own lives, their own sacrifices and their own fear. Conversation with family back home, that is very important because the American dream, it still exists. But today it comes with a price many people never fully understand in the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, from the stories shaping our world to the realities changing Indian lives, this is Skyline with Riddhi Athri. See you tomorrow.